everybody what they have to say. You should turn your cell phones off, and we need to have respect for every speaker. Go right ahead, Mr. Fred.
Thank you, board members. Thank you, Dr. Frank.
Speak a little louder, please.
Thank you all for having me here this evening.
Bill can't hear.
Can you hear in the back?
No.
All right. Thank you for having me here tonight. Thank you for making me a teacher and letting me find my true vocation living here in Jersey City. That's a personal gift that Dr. Epps has given me through many women, Marianne Hammer, Mrs. I'm losing my names, Mrs. Butler, Mrs. Moriarty, so many that I can't list them all. They've uplifted me, they've given me the best job on earth. I tell my kids every day when I walk in, I may not have any money, but I'm the richest man on earth because I get to come in every day and create little human beings, and I get to create good citizens. That was one of my students that spoke to you earlier. He didn't sound like he was having trouble, did he? And Felicia, that said she had no answers, she's my next door neighbor. I've explained to her that if the No Child Left Behind scores hadn't been elevated last year, we would have gone up 30%. Instead, we stayed flat because they raised the score 30% in the middle of the year without telling us a thing about it until the scores came out. So we actually went up 30 points in a single last year in mathematics due to Dr. McCullough and Dr. Epps and your hard work. And this is being ignored. There's too much speculation going on and not enough fact collecting on a lot of your parts. And I want to just really quickly, I feel like the Reverend just now, that runs through my family also, but his next grade gift to the community was school uniforms. The scientific school uniform research, a safe and disciplined learning environment is the first requirement of a good school. Young people are safe and secure when they learn basic American values and essentials of good citizenship. They are better students. In response to growing levels of violence in our schools, many parents, teachers, and school officials have come to see school uniforms as one of the positive and creative ways to reduce physical problems and increase school safety. When Dr. Epps mentioned it, the first thing that came to my mind was it's unconstitutional. Do you know what? Thank God Lady Justice truly is blind because it equalizes things. To put that on a personal note, my father grew up with 10 brothers and 3 sisters. They went to school every day humiliated because they had hand-me-downs. School uniforms do away with that. That is another gift that Dr. Epps has given the school and the entire community. During this time, without much notice at all, Mrs. Bryant was putting together a world-class pre-K program together as smoothly as can be imagined. I bring this up to an article I just read in the New York Times concerning pre-K. I'm not going to put in read you the entire article, but the case is by a very conservative economist, one of the very people that started from the KW Institute that started charter school programs. It is entitled "Why Kindergarten Teachers Should Cost $320,000 a Year." And then the next thing I want to go to is the freshman academy. The young lady stood up here and she spoke. Not one of you all, and I know you, Kristen, I know all of you all. Do you know about these things? Eleanor Wayne runs a Todd ship I've worked under, and let me tell you something. The School for Science at Dickinson won a $100,000 scholarship, and let me tell you, that touched my heart because it was my security guard's son and a sister of a child in my homeroom. Neither of which would have funds to have gone to school without that. But you don't have a clue about that, do you? You don't have a clue that I'm running with Dr. Epps' approval a free program with Reverend Legay. We are tutoring math students every day falling behind for free, and we'll retire. And none of y'all know anything about it. 19 seconds, and Mama always told me to end it this way. A little boy wasn't getting good marks in school. One day he made it the teacher, he made his teacher quite surprised. He tapped her on the shoulder and said, I don't want you to be scared. But my daddy said if I don't get better grades,
you gotta stop.
somebody's going to get us paid.
Thank you very much.